Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Brahma Mirastiparan Takare. Banushashi Bumisito. Buddha Guru Shukra. Shani Rahu Keteva. Sarve Graha Shantikara Bhavantu. Om. Greetings and welcome to another episode of KozmicKev100, your weekly astro video zine. This is for the week beginning Friday, September 16th. Hey, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video. I love your comments. Keep them coming. And with that said, it's primarily dealing with the tropical zodiac, although in most of my personal practice with clients and people, I do use Jyotish, which is Vedic astrology from East India. It's a sidereal zodiac, and most of you go a sign backwards with most of your planets and things, but there's a deep truth because it's following the living organic sky that way. And but you know, here we are. You know, this is a preview, and there's a validity to Western astrology. I just think that if you are doing astrology without a spiritual practice, you're losing out, you know, on the magic of the one who created all the stars. You know, that we owe it all to our divine creator, and who's not, you know, who's not a male person, is not a female person, is all persons. It's all your souls, your collective souls. That's what makes divinity. And so we'll just start with that. And then we go to, starting with Aries, of course, you know, as we're moving through this whole thing here. So today, we've got a moon in the lunar mansion of Rohini, where if you looked in the constellation of Taurus, that's where you'd find Rohini. And Rohini is one of those nakshatras, lunar mansions, that's considered the best. You know, it's the legend says in Vedic astrology that the moon is a man, all the planets are male, but they all have female counterparts. And the moon is lovesick and romantic, goes through every sign of the zodiac in, you know, 28, 29 days. So we've got, you know, he has 27 wives. These wives are symbolic of the positions the moon goes into. His favorite wife is said to be Rohini. And Rohini means red, it means passion. Rohini is ruled by the moon. Rohini is all within the constellation of Taurus, so there's this Venus thing. And Rohini is about perfumes. She's about transportation, like an oxen cart. And, you know, so in our modern world, that's like cars and vehicles for transporting yourself. And she supposedly has a thin waist, pretty face, and a, you know, very alluring people are born with Rohini. They have very desirable traits. But it's sometimes, you know, these desirable, and it's very feminine, because look, the moon is a feminine planet. Venus is still a feminine planet. Even though the moon, you know, they say is a man, they still acknowledge Venus and the moon as being the most feminine planets, or grahas, because the moon, of course, is not a planet. So, Rohini also means red. Red's kind of like the color of passion. And so, you know, if you're feeling passion today, you've seen a lot of beautiful people today, you've seen a lot of beautiful cars today. All of that's associated with Rohini. And there is a sweetness, you know, there is, like, you know, good food, fruits, and things like that are associated with Rohini. Just some of, like, the best of life. And, you know, we love that, we want to support that, we're attracted to that. But that's not all there is. And plus the moon's going to be in Mrigashira tomorrow, Ardra the next day. I mean, there's a lot of planetary movement going on, and that's why we're here. That's why we come to KozmicKev100. It's like, what's going on this week? So Aries, this is the last week of Virgo. This is the last week where you're kind of dealing with what's blocking you, what's your obstacles. In fact, by tomorrow, the sun's going to move into sidereal Virgo. So it's like, this week will feel like more Virgo than thou. You know, it's like a serious Virgo. And it's in this lunar mansion that the sun will be transiting through, known as Uttara Falguni. And it's sort of like the male aspect of love, and it's also about service, you know. So guys, you got to learn this. You're only as good as you serve. Don't overserve, though. You know what I mean? Some people don't want your attention, giving gifts and stuff. That's not it, you know. But it partly is, it's giving boons, but it's like helping those who are less fortunate than you, that can't pay you back in return. So Aries, I would say for you, that's it. You know, especially male Aries, but it doesn't matter, female Aries. When you give service and you help other people, you're going to come a long way. And that's what this week is really all about, helping other people. I noticed that I think Beck has a big cleanup going on Saturday here in Chico. So if you want to volunteer, help with the cleanup, that would be greatly appreciated. We want to see that happen. You know, let's support the Butte Environmental Council that way. Doing a little plug for them, but you know, if we don't have an environment, we don't have a place to live. You know, and I'm just surprised how so many things have moved forward before the environment. It's like, you know, reconsider yourself, you politicos. Yeah, so you're lucky, and you're lovely, and you're going to give good service this week. That's about it. Okay. Greetings to Taurus, and welcome to your horoscope. So what have I got to say to Taurus this week? Well, Venus continues in Virgo, and so you continue to have Venus in the 5th house. You continue to be creative. You continue to work with your hands in good ways, or work with your voice and singing, or work with some other project, dance or theater, or working with your children, especially female children. That's where the reward is going to be. So we're in this kind of like, we're in this waning moon period too. We're like, you know, things are just kind of, we're finishing off from stuff we initiated way back when on like, when was that? That was like back around the 28th or 27th of August, you know, things since then. So we're kind of bringing a lot of things to a close that might have been initiated back then. All right. Greetings, Gemini, and welcome to your horoscope. Okay. So, you know, Aries, Jupiter in the 11th house right now, you know, that's the party, you know, and so there's some good parties. I imagine you don't want to miss out. I get that, you know, fear of missing out. I mean, it is Mercury retrograde, so things kind of might feel like a little bit, you know, last couple of weeks, especially Mercury retrograde during Virgo time, another Mercury ruled sign. But now that the sun's moving into sidereal Virgo, it gets serious, it gets real. You know, what kind of service are you giving other people? How are you supporting them? You know, how are you working with them? That comes into play. And really, you know, Virgo time for a Gemini is about your parents, your older relatives, grandparents, your house where you live, your home, and what gives you personal happiness. Also, like assets you really value, you know, fixed assets, like you got nice musical instruments, you've got a nice house, a nice vehicle. Usually vehicles and homes they take the top dollar. I mean, if you're super bougie, you might have a boat. I mean, you could have a boat and be really poor too. It just, you know, it's like a rowboat. It's a raft. It's my inner tube that's a rubber ducky. Yeah, there's many ways to go, but you've got this Mars in the 1st house, so it's like motivate yourself to get in better physical shape. You know, Mars is going to go retrograde. I mean, this Mars, it's actually mostly in sidereal Taurus this whole time, and but it's in Gemini as far as seasonal Gemini. So it's bringing this ability for you to be a stronger person, to act independently, and yeah, you know, just keep your evil twin in check. That's about it. And yeah, the moon's in your sign. I mean, this whole weekend, moon's in Gemini pretty much. So yeah, enjoy. Okay. And greetings, Cancer, and welcome to your horoscope. Well, you know, Sunday morning, of course, the moon goes into Cancer. And about 1 in the morning. So, you know, we think about our feelings, and it's a fertile moon. And, you know, for root crops like planting beets, planting carrots, Sunday's a good day to get out in the garden and plant your root crops. So there's that. It's probably a good day to go fishing, too. Mostly the water moons in the Western Zodiac are good moons to go fishing. Virgo time. Virgo time is your third house. Third house is siblings. Third house is the library of the zodiac. It's where we get information. Third house is working with our hands. It's our education from kindergarten to undergrad. You know, it's where we get that basic stuff, and it's also where we often make lifelong friends too. I think third house is also symbolic of what happens to you between like 14 and 21. You're really curious, like what's hip, what's the coolest thing right now? I want to dress, you know, funky and wild. You know, people, you know, you get in your wild stages, you know, in your, you know, your teens and early 20s, and you know, this is like get creatively expressive. It's good for working with your hands. And we're starting out with Moon in Gemini. Okay, so maybe you're laying low on Friday and Saturday, but Sunday, Monday, you're like, wait, here I am. I'm a Cancer. Yeah. Don't you love me? Yeah, so enjoy that feeling. And Virgo can also be like in the third house for you. It's like going to the neighborhood, seeing what people need something. If there's like some kind of problem, there's been a fire, a flood, or something, you know, you help people with things they need. All right. Greetings, Leo, and welcome to your horoscope. Oh, yeah. So, Virgo rules the second house for Leo. So that's about family, that's about economics, that's about finding value. You know, where's value? And I think last week I talked about, you know, neck and jaw. You know, you might need dental work, good time for that. How you speak. There's a miracle in your mouth, you know. Kindness, if you can be observant of other people's good qualities, it really takes you further. It makes you a more delightful person to be around. That's how you win friends and influence people. It takes no genius to know what suffering is, because we all do suffer and know it's bad, but it takes more genius to say, wow, this could be a real asset to somebody who's suffering right now. This could be really comforting, you know, and so in a lot of ways, this period is where you become more useful, and you want to use your voice. We got, you know, Mercury's retrograde in the third house, so there's a little bit of confusion of, you know, plowing through information and what's working right and what's not working at all. And so you're gonna have to practice a little self-compassion as you navigate those type of things. That's what I see. I mean, Jupiter in Aries is working really well for you, and it's bringing kind of like more of a guru-like energy in your life. Sporting events seem more appealing and attractive with this Moon and Mars in Gemini. You might go to a football game or something. I don't know. It's possible. Okay. Let's go to the star of the show this week. Greetings, Virgo. This is the last time for Virgo. I think it's 6:03 p.m. Thursday evening, the 22nd. The sun moves into Libra, which is ironic because that's when the new KozmicKev100 show is available on YouTube for you to watch right around that time. So anyhow, I want to wish some birthdays shouts out. John Michael's son, born on the 17th. Happy birthday to you. Lauren Kennedy, today's your birthday, the 16th of September. She's like a wonderful person. If you know her, you know, just wish her a happy birthday. Somebody really cares about our community. Anna Meehan, another person that really cares about the community. Her birthday's the 17th. Bobby Jones, another person that really cares about the community. Her birthday's on the 18th. Let's see, Katie Zakuski, another person that cares about the community. She's born on the 19th. We're really We're on a roll here, folks, for birthdays. Let's say, no, that honest father, Richard Meehan is. I don't think he watches this. He's out in South Carolina, but you know, he's having a birthday on the 20th. My friend Teresa is having a birthday on the 22nd. So that's a lot of birthdays. And I'm sorry if I missed your birthday. You probably, if you want to get your birthday mentioned on KozmicKev100, give me a couple of weeks notice at least. Give me at least 2 weeks notice, and I will do my very best to get you to give a birthday shout to you. Everybody counts, you know. Everyone counts. So let's keep that in mind. Let's keep an uplifting vibe as we go through the week. And for you, Virgo, the love is in your life. You've got that Venus there. Mercury next week is going to go back into Virgo because of this retrograde situation. So that could make things go a little bit differently. You know, focusing on your spiritual life more too. Like this week, Neptune's sort of opposite the Sun, and so it's like we're interface. You know, life without spiritual beliefs in a lot of ways is it's plain and it's empty. And for some people who've suffered from religious abuse, it's completely understandable. But there's so much art and imagination connected to religion and faith experiences. Faith is something. Well, in Hebrews, it's a substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. And just sending out that energy, I just have so much appreciation for people's practices, whether, you know, they're hardcore born-again Christians but are somewhat open-minded and loving, or Tibetan Buddhists who are not super dogmatic. You know, as long as you're fluid in your religion, just like anything else in life, you know, you're not holding on too hard to it. Even if you're an atheist or agnostic, you're not holding on too hard. You'll be okay. All right? You'll be okay. I mean, being an atheist, that's kind of fundamentalism. You're really convinced there's nothing out there. Oh boy. Well, I mean, if you spend enough time in third world countries, you'll find that those people that are really poor depend a lot on magic. They depend on otherworldly things for things to happen. And I don't know. I think that lack of faith is a luxury, that all your needs are being met already. Greetings, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. It was a long Virgo, I admit, but it was a last week, you know. Okay, so for you, this is kind of the last week of that dark day of the soul in some ways. You're gonna things are gonna start to look up actually by the end of this week for you. You know, you're gonna enter into Libra season, and you know, I think you love and you have loving dreams, and maybe there's, you know, someone at work that's female that doesn't like you and they're holding on to something. You know, I'd say forgiveness when somebody's really burns you and won't communicate with you. That's a really, you know, ghosting you, that kind of thing. That's really hard. That's really difficult. But I want you to know, people, you can run, but you can't hide. I see you, and eventually you have to come to terms. And avoidance is a strategy of the passive aggressive. It's funny, oftentimes people that accuse other people of being passive aggressive are the most passive aggressive themselves. It's like the things we say about others really say more about ourselves than they say about other people. I think we can establish that. If you're a female Libra, this should probably be a really good time for relationships. Like that husband is king, you know, that guy, if you want that guy, that's your orientation, or if you're, you know, that woman for you, if that's your orientation, they're going to be there, you know, they're going to show up somehow. That relationship is improving, or if you just want a teacher in your life, or if you want a career that expresses your higher moral and spiritual values, that's going to be there for you. You know, it's really like when we serve others, we help others, we work out our spiritual karma. And that's a part of this week too. And when we help other people fall in love, we kind of matchmake or just encourage other people in their relationships, pray for others who are in relationships. We actually open up the door for better relationships for ourselves. It's like if there's anything you want in life, I'd say not only pray or meditate about it, but help other people get it so you're not so attached to it, and you realize that you're part of that working on the energy of moving that stuff forward. It works like magic, Libra. You know this stuff. Yeah, you're ready for an adventure. I can feel it. That adventure is coming. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. Last week of Virgo time. So, you know, last week for a good party maybe, and in places that are a little bit cooler, some of the northern climes, you know, climates, people in Canada and whatnot, you know, this is kind of like the last of the really easy outdoor weather kind of stuff. People in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and northern Michigan, Maine, you know, and a lot of those places in the high country, up in Tahoe and the higher Sierra, the leaves are starting to turn color, and you know, in the Cascades, and yeah, we're getting ready. You know, we're getting ready for that beauty of harvest and fall. This is our last week of summer. Summer ends Thursday night. Oh my God, it went by so quick. But don't worry, the darkness, the light still dominates darkness 3 days after summer after the autumn equinox, because light's so much more powerful than darkness. It's something to consider, Scorpio. Being in the light, you know. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to those messages that you're getting. Pay attention to friends in your social circle. There's people that love you. I'd say it's like, try not to be too pushy. That's, you know, I have to tell myself that, you know, don't push too hard. Allow other people to have their power, you know. It's kind of nice sometimes. Kick back, let other people do the driving, let them do the work. I like it. I'm all for it. As far as relationships, they're kind of kooky and weird right now. Because of Uranus being in the 7th house, it's like, God, they're kind of unpredictable. It's just like, it's unsettling, you know. That's what I realize, you know, being in a relationship. I've been in a relationship with 3 Scorpio risings, and I mean, at times there could be, you know, but Uranus wasn't in Taurus back then, so I guess that makes it like it wasn't quite as unsettling as the more recent times, I guess. But anyhow, we got Jupiter in the 6th house. It means like you can build up your strength and get stronger, and you know, Saturn's in your 4th house, and it's like you're really aware of what's unhappy, but it's like it's also time to make a firm foundation in your life, to practice more discipline, to be more consistent in every way. And you know, you're transforming your attitudes towards your community and towards people. It's like the gift that I got from the whole lockdown, pandemic, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of people, I thought, no, they're not right, they're evil, and they were like, no, I'm a person that has your back. I'm a person who's really for freedom. And it's like, dang, thank you. You know what I mean? There's something to consider. And it's like, and there's other people, it's like, I want you to do what Bill Gates says. Yikes. Yeah, well, you know, you can go to Epstein Island by yourself, thank you very much. Oh, I'm gonna get it. Oh boy, no, I won't. I'm gonna get it good. That's it. The good people are showing up for me constantly, and there's such a power in the light, like I said. So, greetings, Sagittarius. Welcome to your horoscope. Oh boy. So this is the real deal here. Your love, your heart is expanding. You're doing great work. You're really following your career path really strong, and you know, this is going to be the last week of like that harder work. You'll get a little more ease. There's going to be a little more party time, a little more kickback next week, but this week we're kind of focused on things. This weekend, I mean, Friday, Saturday could be very romantic for you, even into Sunday, you know. How deep is your love? And a lot of it's going to be able to be when you can have gentle comebacks. You know, there's like this saying in Proverbs, a soft answer turneth away wrath. And I think that's where you're best to go this week. Because there's a lot of confusion. Whenever there's Mercury retrograde, there's a lot of confusion. We've got that down. And we've got a lot of retrograde planets, period. Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury. If that wasn't enough for you, I think Uranus is too. And, you know, on it goes, Neptune. And it's just like, okay. Yeah. We want to just give ourselves a break, and realize that we've got a lot of energies that are closer to us, stronger to us, and they just need us to chill out and pay more attention. So you're working hard this week. Things should ease up towards the end of the week, and you've got a lot of good fortune right now. You've got a lot of people that have your back. Celebrate that. Greetings, Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope. I know last week I gave you a pretty short one, so try to be more elaborate. Virgo time's a good time for you. Now, you Capricorns that are later born, like say after the 12th of January, between the 12th and the 20th, or 12th and 19th, you're going to be doing good this week. This is going to be your week where you feel like there's a little more ease, there's a little more, or people that are rising Capricorn, say, 23 degrees or more, you're going to be feeling a little more ease this week, and things are going to be going better. Starting out with the moon in your 6th house this weekend, it's a good weekend for volunteer work, for helping others, and moving projects, community projects. Like I said, with that Beck project, cleaning up the creeks here in Chico, we're in the north central, northeast part of the state, where the Cascade Mountain Range meets the Sierra Nevada, at the foothills in the valley. So we've got, we're really close to like 3 different environments here. It's a lovely place, but it's been hot, and we're welcoming the cooling. We're welcoming this end of summer, oncoming of fall. What I see here is honor your teachers, honor your father, honor anyone that's helped you, that you've learned a lesson from. This is a good time to travel too, if you want to take that end of summer. Albeit it is Mercury retrograde, but I think you'll do better, Capricorn, with it than almost anybody else right now. And you're in your heart. Long distance relationships don't usually work for very long, but it's a time when one of those could happen. And I think, the struggle is ending. You've got a lot of insights right now, and things that more difficult part of transformation is going to end, and there's going to be some really positive revealings, and I think you'll continue to just work with the slow money and be okay with that. Alright, greetings Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So, this is what I like to see. This is really, Virgo time is not an easy time for Aquariuses, and I know I talked a little bit about that last week. This weekend's not going to be so bad though. The moon in Gemini today and tomorrow, so I think, these 2 days, it's going to be a little easier for you to be in your heart, to do creative projects, to help your children if you have children, and be in an overall better space. So take advantage of that. Saturn in the 1st house, you're dealing with obstacles, you're dealing with hard stuff, you're dealing with stuff where you have to be mature and put on that age wisdom. And the mature thing about you is you see the big picture. You see everyone is valuable. You love diversity. This is, these are the greater values of Aquarius, and you're gifted at throwing parties and creating festivals and social gatherings. These are some of your gifts, as well as many others, and so whatever those gifts may be, may you let them shine. And next week things are going to get a little easier for you, that there will be more opportunities for travel and education, to feel good and feel uplifted. And meantime, just be happy that you don't have to be responsible for everything, and when you need help and you're in a tough place, ask for help. Alright, greetings Pisces, and welcome to your horoscope. Well, this is the last week of that kind of eye of the hurricane, the sunshine of the 7th house, where you feel sort of at ease. And it's like, one of the great things about being a Pisces and Virgo time is you're kind of the energy that we don't have, which is that less specific, well, we can blend with everything, we can just take it easy and not be so critical and enjoy our dream time. And then sometimes it turns into enjoying our wine time, or or our herb time, or whatever substance. They tend to get a little more messy as we go down the list. Too much sugar, too much caffeine, whatever it is that your vice is. Realize this is a good time to just kind of temper things. And that after this week, you're going to be in a place where you have to let other people have their power, let them do their thing, and sort of relax right now. Just and finances seem good. There's more opportunities for growth for you still, even if Jupiter is retrograde. Good things are coming. I sense really good things are coming for Pisces. I mean, yeah, you might have some occasional disturbances in the neighborhood or with your siblings, and it's not like everything's all cut and dry. Social life sort of unpredictable. Things happen at times, but what I can always predict is that you're going to temper your being with kindness, and you're going to give that back, because that's how you become the bigger person. And don't be defensive, don't be reactionary, do be kind, do be proactive in presenting your most wonderful version of yourself that you can visualize. So with that said, I'm going to end this forecast for this week. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Please share these videos with friends. Thank you for your comments. Keep them coming. Yeah, we'll hit up your birthday next week. That's not a big deal. I want to thank you all for your recognitions, and Om Shanti, 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 Om Tat Sat.